Oh man, it is Friday. The weekend is here. But before we get completely into the weekend, it's time for Nintendo Talk. What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. Time for the breakdown Monday through Friday, every day in between. I take 5-10 minutes approximately, sit there, grab the top Nintendo stories of the day, talk about them, discuss them, break them down, give my opinion on them. So,
here we go.
Okay, so let's just jump right into this. Apparently, Nintendo is being sued for patent infringement on the Nintendo Switch. A company called Game Vices has launched a patent case against the Nintendo Switch and Joy-Con concept. This is basically something that happened a lot during the Wii era, where people were suing Nintendo left and right for basically the Wiimote and the nunchuck and all the different things that went along with it, the whole setup. If you look at what is basically taking place here, like, Game Vice created a device that attached to the sides of a cell phone in the beginning. And that does look very similar to what, you know, we know as the Nintendo Switch with the Joy-Cons and stuff. There's some differences, definitely. It's similar, but there's a lot of differences to this. Notably for me, first off, is the analogs are split on Nintendo. Like they're not straight across like this is. You got one high and they're staggered. The other thing would be, obviously, the menu button on the right side is low, where on Nintendo's it's up high, which is the start button on Nintendo. It's also missing the left button. Also, these go over the phone, where Nintendo, as we all know, the Joy-Cons slide into the tablet. This goes over the cell phone. It's a little different. This is basically for cell phones. Now, the one that they look at and they go, well, for the bigger models, that's called the Wiki Pad, and that is basically where you slide your iPad or your tablet into a big hand grip, but it's shaped like a U. To me, that one's a lot different than the Joy-Cons altogether. It's really different in my mind. It's not anything like the Switch. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge. I can't tell whether this is going to be frivolous or not. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get a big cash settlement, and then they're trying to get Nintendo to stop producing the Switch immediately. Nintendo's not going to stop producing this thing, that's for sure. If it kind of makes me wonder, like, so the Switch has been out for 6 months, why did it take so long? That would be the first response that everybody would throw out, because if you think about it, like, back in what, October, September was when they did the first reveal, right? So Nintendo does the reveal, you see right then and there what the Switch is. Why at that point are you not sounding the alarms? Because if they're waiting for it to sell, they're waiting for Nintendo to start selling it, and that way they feel like Nintendo is backed into a corner. Because at that point, that's where I'm throwing the cease and desist. Not now. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're truly worried about this cashing into your sales, then it is what it is. At the end of the day, though, what this device does is a totally different market than what the Nintendo Switch is. The Nintendo Switch is a self-sufficient thing. If you could take the Joy-Cons and attach it to your iPhone, then I could probably see the issue here. This has nothing to do with the two. They're not even identical peripherals. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even the same playing field in my mind. It's not like I could see if Game Vices came out with an actual tablet and made the whole setup and then had something attached. I mean, what's next? Does Apple sue Nintendo for basically stealing the whole mirroring thing, like AirPlay to some degree? I mean, I know they're not doing AirPlay, they're using wires and all that, but like, is that next? You know what I mean? Like, it's just strange to me how this all comes about. It just doesn't make sense to me why this is all coming out now. Well, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of money. Nintendo's on fire right now with this thing. But Nintendo is known for fighting in court all the time. It's a thing you do. It's just part of this business where you're constantly being attacked and you're constantly fighting and stuff. Like, people have seen the patents that Sony has also done that's very similar to this design. So it's not news to anybody that this is all coming out. It's not really a shocker to anybody either. I don't think that this company wins. I don't think that this company can beat Nintendo on this case. Nintendo might have to pay out, worst case scenario, but they've won so many of these court cases, so many over time, that I just don't see them losing. And by the time this actually goes to court, in all actuality, it's going to be years from now. And at that point, Nintendo's going to have an even stronger foothold on things, and nobody's going to say, like, okay, now 6 years later, stop making this thing. It's not going to happen. Inevitably, the Switch is very popular, so it'll be a target to litigation. And it seems like Game Vice is the first of the companies out of the gates with this, and they're going to basically start this and go after them. The concept is very similar, again, but I don't feel like Nintendo stole this at all. Again, like, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, we've all seen Nintendo's patents. Like, you can't take this and do a tabletop mode. You know what I mean? Like, they're not separate controllers. Like, you can't take these controllers off and play. You have to slide the dock in and all that. So, it's different tech to me across the board. It's just a cash grab at the end of the day. That's the way I feel about this. So, I don't know. So, there we go. Real quick, I wanted to touch on this. So, today, I was tweeted by, and I know that I'm going to mess this up. It's OJO. So, OJO Projector tweeted me, right? And it said, coming soon, the OJO World's first portable projector for Nintendo Switch. This is essentially a dock, right, that you drop your Switch into, and then it throws out a projection. Now, I don't know all the details. There's not a lot of details right now on this. It's very early in the phase. I'm interested. I'm really interested in this thing. I can't wait to see more. I did have a little Twitter conversation back and forth. We'll see where that goes. Hopefully it pans out well, because I would love to get my hands on this thing. This thing looks amazing. Like, I am so hyped. I'm just thinking now, like, barbecues, throwing, you know, a gigantic Splatoon on the side, or Breath of the Wild, or Mario Kart. Like, get all your friends and family over the house and just project Mario Kart onto the side of your house, and you sit down there and play while you're having a barbecue. Hype levels are through the roof, man. This thing looks amazing. I'm excited. I want to see more. Can't wait. So, there we go. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please slap the like button down below. Share it with your friends. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. So, with that, peace out, Preston.